Yorgos, are you okay? I mean this in the least derogatory way possible, but man, the stories that you tell. Hey there, Cinephiles. Today I'm reviewing Kinds of Kindness. This is Yorgos Lanthimos' latest movie, and if you don't know who that is, he's also the director of Poor Things, which literally just came out last year and just came off of a very successful Oscar run. And believe it or not, he's already slated to release another movie next year. This man just does not stop working. And of course, Kinds of Kindness does star Emma Stone as well as Poor Things as the favorite and his next movie. And undeniably, this is such a killer combo. But before I get into the positives of the movie, I do want to say that this is an anthology film. In this, there are 3 different stories and 3 different chapters, and it's essentially if Yorgos Lanthimos made his own Twilight Zone. There's this extremely dark comedy aspect to the entire thing, but there's also just this amazing undertone of eeriness. And I don't want to give anything away in these stories, but you always feel like there's just something off, whether it be within the actual story itself and it being a little more fantastical than you would have assumed, or just for how the side characters speak, let alone the actual main characters themselves in each of these stories. Everything just has this sense of offness. Nothing's quite right in here, and it adds to it. Because let's be real, in every Yorgos Lanthimos movie, nothing's quite right. But what is right is his filmmaking techniques, because my goodness, this is a good movie. Coming off his Oscar darling films of The Favorite and Poor Things, I am so glad that we got this type of story right after it. This film delves into themes of power and urges, and just it goes about it in such a unique way that there's no other filmmaker like him today. And I highly appreciate that you feel that freeness in just about every single creative decision that you see on the screen. And it's because of this sense of liberation that you feel like you're just watching a fun set. You feel the actors being free as well to basically go in any direction that they can. For this being an anthology film, you really do see such a wide range of a majority of these actors, especially with Jesse Plemons. By far, from this wonderful cast, he has my favorite performances in this. Extremely different characters that are still along very similar lines in the sense of what drives them as characters, or at least what happens to them. I truly appreciate Jesse Plemons in this movie. It's amazing work that he has. And there's one scene in particular where he has a stank face. That image is just etched into my brain forever. As for Emma Stone, I mean, come on, she's amazing as always, especially anytime she works with Yorgos. You just know you're going to get an award-winning like performance from her, and in this, it's just again great. I'm so excited that Lanthimos' next film does feature both Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone, as they were clearly amazing and probably the best performances of this movie. And that's saying something, because Willem Dafoe in this is just out of this world. I'd say for him, he has the most different characters in each of the story, and he just sells each of them. Willem Dafoe has been an actor that I've watched so many movies of his, and he just continues to impress me every single time, and I love it. And I love when he works with directors that are able to provide their voice so strongly in their films. Not only does he do this with Yorgos Lanthimos, but he also does this with Wes Anderson and Robert Eggers. And every single time, he's just such a delight on the screen. Now, is this necessarily Yorgos Lanthimos' best movie? I don't think so. I know many people were saying that this was his magnum opus, and honestly, it does fall quite short of that. But don't get me wrong, it's still a really, really good movie. It just does feel a bit too long for what it's trying to do. In each of the stories, I do feel like there are moments that everything just kind of comes grinding to a halt. And it's not that I have a terrible time with these moments, but you do feel the runtime by the end of it because of these moments. And I don't necessarily know exactly what it is in each of these stories, but they do tend to happen in the middle of each of their stories. And because all 3 of these chapters have these very slow moments, you just feel it all the more. But that being said, this amazing cast, including Margot Qualley as well, which shout out to her, I wish we got more of her. And also the amazing cinematography, the look and lighting of this film is just, it's spectacular. I don't know if this was shot on film, but if it was, I mean, it's just gorgeous. But also just the overall themes and stories and where they go and what they're not afraid to do. I just highly appreciate this so much, because this truly is just one of those films it's not afraid to be what it wants and to go in in very unique and interesting directions just whenever it can. And that's why I do love the auteur director that Yorgos Lanthimos is, because he's at least going to give you something very unique even if you don't love it. Honestly, overall, this is not going to be for everyone, if many people at that. But for those that are going to enjoy this, you're going to really enjoy this, and I love that for you. And if you aren't able to vibe with this movie, I completely understand, but thankfully, I really enjoyed my time with this film. I give Kinds of Kindness a 3.5 out of 5 stars. In a year of films in which we are getting such strong voices behind the camera, I'm glad this is yet another film to join that legacy of 2024. And I truly hope this continues for the rest of the year, because now we're really starting to get great movies, and I'm glad Kinds of Kindness is up there. But alright, those are my thoughts on Kinds of Kindness. Be sure to let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Also, let me know your favorite Yorgos Lanthimos movie. Mine is still Poor Things. I feel like that was his crowning jewel of a film. But let me know which one's your favorite down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys for watching, liking, and subscribing. Be sure to stay tuned for more Yeti Films content, and I'll catch you later.